Well, I would say the school system is easily fixed. It doesn't mean it will be. And my best way of explaining this is by telling you about my son. My son, I was a professor at Yale. My parents lived in New York. We went to New York a lot. Fell in love with the subway system in New York when he was 8 years old. Please, can I ride it by myself? Well, okay. And then I'd stay in the next car. Okay. When he was 10, I decided that my family needed to live in a country other than the United States because they were way too caught up in consumerism. So I moved the whole family to Paris. And when I got there, he was 10. I walked him down to the metro and I said, here's how you buy a ticket. Here is how you read the map. Bye-bye. And he looks at me and he says, why have you been keeping this from me? He was so excited. He never got off the subway system until when he finally been to every single route and every single stop, he got and rode the Paris bus system. I take my kids on trips with me when I give a talk somewhere. It was happened to be his turn when I went to Tokyo and he was 14. He never got above ground. All he did was ride the Tokyo train system. Then he goes to college. He goes to Columbia University. Why? Because they have a subway in New York. And he calls me up after a week and he says, I've decided to major in history. I said, then get on the next plane and come home. By this time I was in Chicago. I said, get on the next plane and come home. He said, what do you mean? I said, I'm not paying for that. He said, what should I major in? I said, subways. Yeah. So how do you major in subways? I said, why don't you figure it out? To make a long story short, he's the chief innovation officer of the Los Angeles Metropolitan Transportation System, A. And B, this last week he was in London. And I said to him, so do you want to run the London subway system? I'm dying to run the London subway system. He's the same kid he always was. He now is doing what he wants to do. And the only thing I did for him was let him do it. Yeah. I didn't do anything else. So the answer to education is 1,000 choices, 100,000 choices. Deep dives into something you want. You don't have to do anything. You can just say, what do you think about this? Do what you want. Pick one. And the kids will pick ones they like. They've done surveys on kids in London and in the United States on what would they want to be when they grow up. Zookeeper is on both lists. Yeah. So no one's going to be a zookeeper, but training a kid to be a zookeeper when he's 10 would teach you about how to run a business, how about animal health, about general welfare of human beings. What's wrong with it?
You take the ambition and then you draw in all the things which are relevant to that. And I actually like your subway example a lot because I use it as a response to a kind of common thing. People will say, yeah, but you've got to teach kids maths. I mean, times table. I don't actually use the times table that often.
Nobody uses it. Nobody does.
And I can't remember the last time I had to do long division except to help my daughter with her homework. But, if you're going to have a curriculum, here's an idea. Put subways on the curriculum because I ride the subway in London like a lot of us do regularly. And I have a little map. So how about this? How about we have 2 years of studying every little station and every little route and whatever, because that's something people would use. And people would say, well, that would be a crazy thing to do, getting people to memorize subway stations. Why on earth would you do that? So why are we doing all these other things over here? So that is an example I quite like.
Eliminate all required curriculum. Get them all out of there and offer choices. Let the idea of instruction go away. It's not about instruction. The model is the parental model, which is how people have learned forever before there were schools, which is, I'm doing this and now I need some help. So what you need to do is create things that they can do and helpers who can help. It doesn't have to be a teacher in the classroom. It could be you're designing airplanes and the guy in Seattle is helping you. And the last one is get rid of the classroom. Get rid of it. I would say get rid of the school, except the primary purpose of school, we all know, is daycare. And so no parent wants the school to be eliminated, but you can create a school that doesn't have classrooms and doesn't have instruction. It's just a safe place to drop your kid off while it learns about subways.
I'm going to say the same thing in a slightly different way, to say concerns and challenges. So find out what kids actually care about, what the concerns are at the beginning, and then give them an environment where they can try out different kind of challenging environments and kind of build capability in a way which kind of reflects the concerns that they have. So that would be my answer.
I agree.